Look around you. The world is loud. It is filled with people screaming for attention, fighting for the last word, and collapsing into outrage the moment they are challenged. They mistake noise for power. They believe respect is earned by volume. They are desperately, fundamentally wrong. Think of the people who truly command awe, the figures who enter a room and change the atmosphere without introducing themselves. The moment they speak, people lean in. When they are silent, people panic. They possess a dangerous, quiet authority that needs no explanation. They are feared, not because they threaten, but because they are unreadable. The truth is, the moment you feel the urge to prove yourself, to raise your voice, or to explain your worth, you have already lost. True dominance is not spoken. It is felt in the nervous hesitation of your challenger, in the sudden stillness of a crowded room. Today, we are going to unlock the ancient, hidden laws of this quiet power. This is a masterclass in silent dominance, a blueprint for training your mind and body to project an authority so profound, so absolute, that your rivals will fear you without knowing why. This wisdom, honed by strategists and philosophers, will strip away your reactive weakness and replace it with unshakable presence. This journey to becoming a figure of quiet, formidable strength requires your full attention, so please stay with us until the very end. If the pursuit of this deep, fundamental power resonates with your core and you feel the drive to build this unshakable self, please consider subscribing. It is the most direct way to ensure you never miss any of our future lessons on self-mastery and profound influence. Law 1. The anchor gaze, unblinking presence. The eyes are the quickest gateway to the soul, and for most people, they are an open display of weakness. They blink excessively. They dart away under pressure. They flinch when a difficult question is asked. This tells your opponent everything. You can be moved. The first law of silent dominance is the anchor gaze. This is the ability to hold your vision steady, neutral, and unyielding. When someone speaks to you, do not stare aggressively. Instead, hold their gaze, not with emotion, but with unwavering presence. The human mind craves predictability, and an eye that refuses to flinch creates a terrifying void. Your opponent's brain will flood that void with assumptions. What are they thinking? Do they see my insecurity? Am I under judgment? Your mandate is stillness. When others are shifting, blinking, or looking away, you remain locked. This is not a challenge. It is a declaration of your permanent, unbothered existence in that space. Refuse to be the first to break eye contact, and you will own the mental ground beneath your feet. Law 2. The vacuum of response, the weaponized pause. Language is often used as a nervous reflex, a desperate attempt to fill space, to apologize for our presence, or to control the narrative. The moment you rush to answer, you reveal your anxiety and hand over the initiative. The second law is the vacuum of response, or the weaponized pause. This is the deliberate, calculated use of silence to force others into discomfort and self-doubt. When someone asks a direct question, makes a sudden demand, or throws an insult, do not react immediately. Let the silence hang in the air for a breath longer than is socially comfortable. Let their words die in the void you create. This pause forces them to internalize their own statement. They will often rush to fill the silence by clarifying, retracting, or offering a better deal. All because the human brain fears the lack of immediate closure. The first person to break the silence loses control. Your silence is not indecision. It is a deep, psychological pressure that confirms your total command of the tempo. Law 3. The stone posture, motionless authority. The weak are betrayed by their bodies. The restless hands, the tapping foot, the unconscious adjustment of clothes. These are all micro-expressions of internal anxiety. They signal to the world, I am uncomfortable and I lack control. The third law is the stone posture. The most formidable man in the room is always the stillest. Your body must project an effortless, calm density. You do not fidget. You do not shift your weight unnecessarily. Every movement you make must be deliberate, slow, and intentional, as though you require significant effort to move. In a moment of conflict or high pressure, practice being motionless. Let your opponent flail, pace, and gesture. Your stillness is a silent form of dominance. It signals that you are so absolutely certain of your position that you do not need to waste a single calorie of energy proving it. Stillness is not passive. It is an active state of total internal control. Law 4. The neutral canvas, emotional opacity. Most people wear their emotional state on their face like a flashing neon sign. Your excitement makes you predictable. Your anger makes you manipulable. Your fear makes you prey. The fourth law is the neutral canvas. Your face must become an unreadable mask, revealing nothing, regardless of the chaos brewing inside or around you. When facing provocation, you must feel the surge of anger, but refuse to let it affect your external display. Keep your facial muscles relaxed, your breathing slow, and your expression neutral. When others cannot read you, they cannot anticipate your next move, and they cannot calibrate their attacks. This uncertainty leads to genuine fear. They will project their deepest anxieties onto your blank expression, creating a formidable image that is often far more powerful than the reality. When they cannot read you, they fear you. Emotional visibility is a tactical liability. Law 5. The controlled retreat, the power of the unknown. The mistake of the common man is being constantly available, constantly heard, and constantly predictable. A predictable presence is ignored. An absent presence is feared. The fifth law is the controlled retreat. You must understand that true value and power lie in strategic absence and the intentional creation of the unknown. Disappear when you are most expected to act. Go silent when they expect you to speak. Be unavailable when they demand an answer. When people cannot locate you, their minds rush to fill the void. They will build narratives of your success, your strategy, and your formidable next move. And those narratives are always more terrifying than the truth. Never let your enemies predict your next move. When you eventually return, you must do so with decisive, renewed force, confirming that your absence was a period of calculated preparation. They will respect your presence more deeply because they have been forced to fear your absence. Law 6. The shield of apathy, denying emotional oxygen. When someone attempts to provoke you, an insult, a slight, a test, they are essentially throwing gasoline and lighting a match. They are expecting you to be the oxygen. The sixth law is the shield of apathy. Your non-reaction must be so complete that it suffocates the conflict immediately. The law. Apathy is the ultimate defense. When they hurl their anger, you meet it not with defense nor with counterattack, but with a total, unbothered lack of interest. Do not engage, do not argue, do not correct. Simply let their words hang, and then pivot the conversation, the body language, and your attention to something else entirely. Your complete indifference signals that their entire effort was beneath your consideration. You deny them the emotional return they are desperate for. You communicate a subtle, chilling message. Your attempt to move me has failed, and you are not worth my energy. Law 7. The inner citadel's integrity. Power before presence. All the techniques of external power are worthless if your foundation is weak. You cannot project stillness if you are internally frantic. You cannot maintain the anchor gaze if your mind is spiraling in insecurity. The 7th law is the inner citadel's integrity. All external dominance must be built upon absolute internal command. Before you walk into the room, you must have conquered the battles within. This requires relentless, private self-discipline. Conquer your vices. Eliminate distractions that scatter your focus. Maintain your word. Be mercilessly honest with yourself in your private commitments. Practice voluntary hardship. By choosing discomfort, you inoculate yourself against life's forced pains. The power you project on the outside is simply the overflow of the discipline you maintain on the inside. Your true authority is forged in the hours when no one is watching. Law 8. The calculated detour. The art of the unexpected. Predictability makes you an open book, easy to exploit and easy to dismiss. The truly powerful move with a rhythm that cannot be mapped. The 8th law is the calculated detour. This is the art of defying expectation through small, strategic acts of the unexpected. When people expect you to go left, take a thoughtful pause and then go right. When they expect you to speak loudly, respond with a quiet, measured whisper. When they expect you to defend a criticism, acknowledge it with a nod and immediately ask a probing question that shifts the focus back onto them. These small detours force your opponents to perpetually second-guess their intelligence gathering on you. They waste energy trying to decipher your intent, while you save all your energy for the decisive action. Unpredictability is the highest form of psychological defense. Law 9. The measured tone. Authority in softness. The loudest person in the room is invariably the most insecure. Volume is a crutch used to compensate for a lack of internal weight. The 9th law is the measured tone. True authority is often found in the voice that refuses to rise. When others are yelling, you must lower your voice and slow your pace. Force them to lean in. Force them to expend effort to hear you. This subtle act of control puts you instantly at the center of gravity in the conversation. Your words, when finally spoken, should be few, precise, and devoid of emotional pleading or defensiveness. They must be like a stone dropped into a still pool, creating ripples that spread outward. The voice that remains calm and quiet under pressure signals an engine of power that is always running in reserve. Law 10. The quiet reputation, the true source of awe. All these laws, the anchor gaze, the weaponized pause, the neutral canvas, culminate in one thing: reputation. The 10th law is the quiet reputation. You must be the one who does not need to speak of their achievements, their power, or their strategic intent, because your reputation precedes you like a shadow. Your work must speak for itself. Your actions must be so decisive, so controlled, and so consistently effective that others fill in the blanks with reverence and fear. They will hear stories of your unshakable demeanor, your unreadable expressions, and your silent victories. This is the highest form of dominance. It is not about forcing respect. It is about creating an aura that makes respect and even fear the only logical response. You do not seek approval. You seek the awe that comes from absolute self-mastery. This is the essence of quiet power, and it is now yours to command. You have been handed the 10 laws of silent dominance. You understand that the war for respect is fought not with noise, but with stillness. The power you seek is not in the words you say, but in the ones you refuse to say. Now, the true work begins. The test of this wisdom is not in listening to it, but in living it. If this masterclass in quiet power has resonated with your deepest ambitions, please take a moment to hit the like button. Share this video with another soul who is ready to exchange weakness for unwavering authority. And to continue building your silent, unshakable power, please subscribe to our channel. Join our community dedicated to translating ancient wisdom into modern dominance. Let your commitment to this new, quiet power be heard. Leave your personal vow in the comments. I am the stillness. Thank you for choosing to command your presence.